Now let's talk about different classification in Cohiba. For this, I have to give you a little bit of history on classification. Classification of Cohiba. So Cohiba has 4 different lineas. When I say lineas, 4 different strength and a 4 different profile. All of them are Cohiba, but you have lineas in between. The first linea is Cohiba classica. It's already, the name itself says all. Classica, classic. Classica is medium to full. It starts from the legendary Cohiba Lancero, followed by Cohiba Corona Specialis, followed by Panatella and Exquisito. These are the 4 core classic line, which is in thinner ring sizes. Later, there were other additions added, like Cohiba Esplendidos, Cohiba Robustos, Cohiba Pyramides Extra, Cohiba Amber. So the Classica has a significant strength in it. It is special, it is unique, and it is different. So that's why Classica remains as the first part of the Cohiba classification. Let me show you the Cohiba Classica from the selection starting from the legendary Lancero. The first cigar under Linea Classica is the legendary Cohiba Lancero, a 38 ring size with 192 millimeter in length, finished with a beautiful pigtail. This classic Cohiba Lancero is discovery by Fidel Castro. It's made for Fidel Castro in the beginning. It was used as a diplomatic gift for the officials. Even today, Cohiba brand is widely used as diplomatic gift. However, back in the time, a general public cannot have it. It was only for Fidel and for the diplomatic purposes, as gifting to some state-owned personalities, some legendary figures in the world, etc., etc. Late until 1984, it was not given to general public. Lancero, the first classic line from Cohiba. The second one in the Linea Classica is a Cohiba Corona Specialis, which exactly look the same in terms of its look. You have a pigtail, the same ring size of 38, but the length is shorter than a Lancero. This is a 152 millimeter instead of 192. Corona Specialis is something special. I don't know many of our aficionados knows this. Even though Fidel's discovery, Cohiba Lancero, as per the Cigar Aficionado interview back in 1994, if I'm not wrong, one of the most chosen cigar by Fidel Castro as a daily smoke, let's say, was a Cohiba Corona Specialis. Lancero, he liked it. That's how it all came in. But then he preferred a Cohiba Corona Specialis as a kind of better size. Probably he don't want to smoke a Lancero all the time. He smoke it on special occasions, and he smoke a Cohiba Corona Specialis in daily basis or occasionally. The third one from the Linea Classica is a little baby, a 26 ring size by 115 millimeter in length, without a pigtail, a Panatella. So far, this is the most thinnest cigar made as handmade cigar in the Habanos world. There is nothing thinner than this ever made by hand. Imagine the complexity of making this cigar, making sure the blend is perfect. You don't have a lot of filler here, but yet it has to carry the Cohiba DNA. Cohiba Panatellas. The fourth addition to the Linea Classica, which was added later, it was not from the 1967, it was added in 89. The 3 sizes were added, and the first one is Cohiba Exquisitos. It also does not have the pigtail, and this is a 33 ring size with 126 millimeter in length. Medium to full, still a complex cigar, comparing to Panatella, a little bit different than Panatella. Linea Classica Exquisitos, added in 89 by Cuba Tobacco at that time because Habanos was formed in 1994. The next cigar was added in the portfolio was a big boy, a wonderful Churchill size. As because it is Cohiba, you don't call it Cohiba Churchill, you call it Esplendido, like splendid. So this is a 178 millimeter in length with a 47 ring size. The legendary Winston Churchill's preferable cigar, Churchill or Julieta No. 2. This cigar is very unique and special from Linea Classica. This is a king. Back in the time, today there are so many cigars added in the portfolio of cigars. Many years ago, I'm talking about in 1989 as well as following years, this was like a Behike in terms of its speciality, in terms of its presence, in terms of its elegance. This cigar was top of the world. For me, even today it is on top of the world. However, many people today might have forgotten the legacy of this cigar. An 89 edition, a Julieta No. 2, a Churchill size, Esplendido. Followed by another beautiful cigar which was added on the same time in 89, which I believe that a revolutionary cigar. Why I call it revolutionary is because this is a cigar that made the size Robusto so popular in the world. Robustos were made before 89. However, many people don't prefer that size. This is a 50 ring size with 124 millimeter in length, medium to full-bodied Cohiba Robusto. In 89, when it was released, this cigar made a huge presence in the market. A big handful cigar, a manly cigar, super masculinity in it. Today, Robusto is very thin in the eyes of many people because we have so many cigars which is bigger in ring sizes. However, at the time in 1989 and following years, this was one of the fatter cigars in the market. Robusto made a revolution. Because of this beautiful cigar, the most selling format in the world is a Robusto format. And the most selling cigar, we all know, that is a Partagas Serie D No. 4, which is a Robusto size, same as a Cohiba Robusto. Linea Classica, medium to full, Cohiba Robustos. Many years later, there is a wonderful cigar added. It took another decade to add a couple of cigars, more than a decade. 2012, we have seen the addition of Cohiba Pyramides Extra. The shape is a Pyramides. It is longer than a Pyramides, usual Pyramides like a Monte Cristo No. 2, but it's also thicker. This is a 54 ring size with 160 millimeter. A Cohiba Pyramides Extra, finishing in the part of medium to full bodied in Linea Classica. It took another decade to release a beautiful cigar to the portfolio of Linea Classica, a Cohiba Amper. A cigar which is very unique in its format. This time, it comes with a wonderful pigtail like Lancero and Cohiba Corona Especiales. So this cigar, why is so special? For me, the ring size of this cigar is unique because it is not in an even number. It is a 53 ring size with 132 millimeter in length, a 53 ring size, finishing the line of Linea Classica. Amber was added in 2021. The factory size of this cigar is named as Placeres. I think it sounds like pleasure for me. That is the classification of Linea Classica, which is medium to full in strength. Now, it's time to discover Linea Siglo. Linea Siglo is commemorating the 500th anniversary of Christopher Columbus' discovery on Cuba. So it's a remarkable linea. In 1992, 5 new sizes are added to the Cohiba brand, commemorating each century, starting from Cohiba Siglo I. It's very small and petite, a very unique cigar with a 40 ring size. But it is not like the Linea Classica, right? The strength of the Linea Siglo is wonderfully medium. Often people think that Cohiba is a strong cigar. I would say Cohiba has everything. It has medium to full, it has full bodied, it completes all the pleasures in terms of strength. So it's added in 1992, started to come to the market a couple of years later. The first cigar was produced was a Siglo I, representing the second century of the 500th anniversary of Christopher Columbus' discovery on Cuba, is a Siglo II. A Siglo II is the most popular size at the time, which we call it Mareva or Petit Coronas, a 129 millimeter by a 42 ring size. This also is a medium-bodied cigar, which was added in 1992. At that time, this was the most smoked cigar from the world of cigar journey, a cigar lifestyle. Everybody preferred to smoke a size which is a little bit shorter and thinner in comparative to what people smoking today. Today, aficionados prefer to smoke a Robusto, but then at that time, it was a Mareva. So this cigar is not only unique on its flavor profile and the strength, it's also important. The format of this cigar is a Petit Corona. The third cigar from the Linea Siglo is a 155 millimeter in length with the same 42 ring size, same as a Mareva, a Cohiba Siglo III, Coronas Grandes as a factory name. This also is a medium-bodied cigar. Very unique format, thinner ring size, spectacular cigar. A 143 millimeter in length with a 46 ring size, a Siglo IV. This was kind of the most popular size as well at that time, because many of our aficionados would not want to smoke a Cohiba Robusto at the time because it was a little bit fatty or thicker, and they prefer this beautiful cigar, a Corona Gorda factory size with a 46 ring size, but medium in its strength. Siglo IV. Look at this cigar. The factory name of this cigar is Dalias. It's a unique format. For me, a classic format. Not many cigars are these days with this format. Very few, like Partagas 898, let's say. So this is a 43 ring size with 170 millimeter in length. A unique cigar, which we call it Dalia, a Siglo V. Next cigar, what I call is another king from Cohiba. One of the most unique format Habanos have created under the flagship brand of Cohiba. Look at this beauty. Look at the format of this cigar. It's something mesmerizing. This is the most spoken cigar ever in the world other than Cohiba Behique from the Cohiba family, a Cohiba Siglo VI. The cigar length is 150 millimeter with a ring size of 52. A little bit thicker than a Cohiba Robusto, longer than a Cohiba Robusto. It's still medium in strength. The factory name of the cigar is Cañonazo. Cañonazo means cannon. It's like something, a significant figure, a cannon. So at that time, it was like a cannon. If you really look into the idea of a cannon and look at this cigar, it's like a cannon. Cañonazo. The first cigar ever to get the award, a Grand Reserva. The first Grand Reserva of Habanos is made for this beauty, for this blend, Cohiba Siglo VI. If you haven't smoked this cigar, this is a cigar you should try from the Cohiba family. One of the best cigar Habanos ever created. The special size Cañonazo. It is not a repeated size. It's a very specially unique feel exclusively for Cohiba. Cañonazo from Cohiba Siglo VI. This is released as a unique release in 2002 as part of the 10th year anniversary of all these 5 cigars. All these 5 cigars are released in 1992 after 10 years anniversary of the Siglo line, which is a Siglo VI. Cohiba released another beauty, a Medio Siglo, which is basically the mid, not part of the cigar of a cigar Siglo VI, but we call it Medio of the 500 years. So it's known as Medio Siglo. It's 102 millimeter in length, same 52 ring size. A unique addition in the Linea Siglo. Medio Siglo still medium in strength. The next classification is Linea Maduro 5. When you hear Maduro, the first thing comes to your mind is the color, the Maduro, darker color. Habanos decided to create in 2007 a unique linea known as Cohiba Maduro 5. Why 5? 5 means 5 extra years aged. Habanos started to understand the beautiful segment of the wrapper which has been aged for 5 additional years in order to make a unique color. It comes from the top layer part of the shade-grown plant and finishing it another 5 years to make a unique color. But not only the color, the flavor of the cigar is completely unique as well. The filler represents the whole body of the cigar is medium to full. But just the wrapper is not the filler extra 5 years. It's just the wrapper finishes 5 years getting this beautiful color, Cohiba Maduro. In the Maduro line, released in 2007, is a cigar namely Secretos. Extra 5 years aged leaf have a significant effect on this cigar. Just the wrapper though. So this is a 110 millimeter in length with a 40 ring size. The same ring size as a Siglo 1, but slightly longer. Another addition to the Maduro line is a beautiful Cohiba Mágicos. It's like a magic. It's a 52 ring size by 115 millimeter in length. Medium to full body, finishing with a wrapper which has an extra 5 years old. And this cigar is exactly look like a Cohiba Siglo 6 in its thickness, but it's shorter. Also thicker than a Robusto, shorter than a Robusto, and thicker like a Siglo 6, but shorter than a Siglo 6. But the strength-wise, this is medium to full. So all the formats in Cohiba has a unique speciality. It has a lot of research done, a lot of work done in order to make it special. Cohiba Mágicos. The next addition to the Cohiba Maduro line is a Cohiba Genius, like genius in English. It's a 52 ring size, same as a Mágico, but the length is 140 millimeter. A medium to full Genius. The factory name is also Genius. So that completes our Maduro line. The next classification is a spectacular, not even spectacular, exceptional, legendary, exclusive Cohiba Behike. Oh, what would I tell you when I touch a Behike in my hand? Makes me feel like I'm in a celebrative mood, which I am. When I talk about Behike, It comes with a beautiful story, and not just a story, a wonderful truth about this cigar. It's a spectacular leaf inside. The name is Medio Tiempo. The only cigar linea in Habanos where you have an additional leaf, more than 5 leaves. So you have an additional filler leaf known as Medio Tiempo, which comes from the sun-grown plant, top part of the plant, which is just 2 leaves, which is very small in size, making this leaf stronger, richer, complex, and tasty. Why? Because the plant harvest is actually happen from the bottom of the plant. It starts from the mañanita, it goes up, it reaches the ligero. Once the ligero is taken, you have this beautiful 2 leaf open to the sun, making this particular leaf spectacularly rich in taste, and it is super tasty. It's not something which I rave about Behike. You gotta smoke it to feel it, making this cigar so special and stronger. A size which was created with a lot of research. It comes with 3 different sizes. The first one is a Behike 52. In the factory name of the cigar is a Legito number 4. The 52 ring size with 119 millimeter in length, finished with a beautiful pigtail. Anything about this cigar is something memorable. The wrapper, the band, the finish, the box, the feel, the aftertaste, the legacy of this cigar is so unique. Cohiba Behike is today the most spoken cigar in the world due to its scarcity, due to its spectacular taste, due to its feel on your palate. Behike is considered as kings of the king. Starting with Behike 52, released in 2010, making the Cohiba another layer to the legacy. The second in the line of Behike is my favorite from the Behike line, which is a 54 ring size with 144 millimeter in length, a Behike 54. You know, Behike 52 is amazing, but when you reach here, when you smoke, you feel that you need a little bit more taste and flavor. You want to smoke it more. It's not enough. And that's where the Behike 54 comes in. This, for me, is the most unique format which satisfies you. A Behike 54 from the Cohiba Behike line with the factory name Legito number 5. The next in the Behike is not for weak-hearted. Kidding. This cigar you need time. You have to dedicate a good 2 hours and more to enjoy this beauty. This is a 56 ring size with 166 millimeter in length. Behike 56. For me, if you want to smoke a cigar of this size and a Behike 56, it has to be a celebrative mood where you have a long celebration, such as a New Year. You start around 10:30, 11 o'clock. After your dinner, you start smoking. And then 12 o'clock, you have this beautiful fireworks. You enjoy with a glass of champagne. And then you talk and celebrate with more celebrative things. You enjoy a Behike 56. If you don't have the time or the place or the other beautiful things to add together with a Behike, don't smoke a 56. 56 is for good times where you have a lot of time. A Behike 56 finishing the 3 unique cigars from the Linea Behike, which is full-bodied. When I talk about Cohiba as a brand, we can't miss the aspect of limited editions. Starting from 2001, Cohiba was always been part of the limited editions. Cohiba had made limited editions from 2001, starting with Pyramidas, 2003 was a double Corona. 2004 was a Sublimes. 2006 was a Pyramides repeated from 2001. I managed to get only the ones from 2010. The first cigar which I have in my hand is a 2011 release, Cohiba 1966, a Cañonazo Especial factory name with a 52 ring size with 166 millimeter in length. The limited edition program was started in 2000. Being aged, the filler leaves initially for 2 extra years. Later, the whole leaves were started to age for extra 2 years before rolling the cigar. So any limited editions you hear today from Habanos, which has an extra 2 years of age in its leaves before rolling the cigar. The next limited edition from Cohiba is a release in 2014 with 127 millimeter with a beautiful 58 ring size. This is the thickest limited edition from the Cohiba so far. A 54 ring size by 154 millimeter in length. A Cohiba Talisman, a release in 2017. Followed by a wonderful cigar released as part of 55th anniversary of Cohiba. A Cohiba 55 Anniversario from 2021, bearing an exclusive second band as well. Third band. The size of the cigar is again unique. It's a 57 ring size. The factory size of this cigar is Victoria, like victory. And this cigar comes with a very unique celebration of 55th anniversary of Cohiba brand in the world. Especially because of that reason, this cigar today is one of the premium sought out cigar ever. So that finishes the beautiful limited edition segment of the Cohiba brand. Now, I have few more exclusive releases from Cohiba which happened in the last decade. Let me show you. The specialty what I'm talking about here is none other than a Gran Reserva from Cohiba. So what is Gran Reserva? Gran Reserva is a program released in 2009 as part of an aging program before rolling the cigar by Habanos. So the leaves in this cigar is extra aged for 5 years, choosing a particular cosecha or harvest, and then making it special in a limited boxes of 15 cigars in one box of 5,000 boxes worldwide. It's actually one of the most unique, special, limited boxes in the world. The first brand to ever receive such a recognition was a Cohiba brand, the flagship brand of Habanos. The cigar what I'm showing here is a Cohiba Siglo VI, which was part of the standard production line. A Reserva always has to be a product which should have its presence in the standard portfolio. Otherwise, it cannot be part of a Reserva or Gran Reserva plan. So this is a Gran Reserva having 5 years with 5,000 boxes of 15 cigars. Released in 2009. In 2018, Habanos released their second Reserva for the flagship brand Cohiba, with a format which is legendary, the Cohiba Robustos, a 50 by 124 millimeter, and limited to just 5,000 boxes of 20 cigars aged with 3 extra years from the cosecha of 2014 before rolling the cigar, and making this release special and spectacular and a collectible item. Followed by this big, beautiful, exclusive, limited number 50th anniversary release, a Cohiba Majestuosos. Released as a part of the 50th anniversary, this cigar is so special in its nature because it's only made 1966 humidors, because it comes as a part of the humidors, and each humidor carries 20 cigars each. No special age in the leaves, but the format of this cigar is so special. One of the most collectible product in the world of Habanos, a Cohiba Majestuosos. It is a 58 ring size by 150 millimeter in length. The length is like a Siglo VI, but the ring size is 58 like a Cohiba Supremos. This also has a very unique size in its ring, but this is a collectible item. This is not something which usually come across in your usual La Casa purchases. It released in 2016 and it's almost sold out worldwide. It's only available in the gray market at the moment. A Cohiba Majestuoso. The next one is a 156 millimeter by 50 ring size, a Cohiba Novedosos, which is a part of the Habano Specialist, and La Casa Habano exclusive release carries two different segments in one band as a part of the release from 2019. The first La Casa Habano Specialist release ever to receive from the flagship brand Cohiba. Habanos also have a program known as Colección Habanos, which comes as a book feel in your hand. It comes as in you have a book. Inside the book, you have 20 cigars, except one release, couple of other releases. One is Obras Completas as well as Casilda. This cigar was released in 2021. Being part of the 55th anniversary as well. That's why it carries a secondary beautiful 55 logo. A 175 millimeter in length with a 56 ring size. Moderna's factory name, a Cohiba Ideales. It's a Colección Habanos which was released in 21 and now it's available in the market. Earlier, there was another Colección Habanos from Cohiba, which making it only two Colección Habanos so far. That was a Sublimes Extra in 2008. So that completes my small session about the flagship brand of Habanos, the Cohiba. I'm sure that it's a longer video for you to enjoy from the different segments. Apart from whatever we have discussed and shown here, there are many other releases from Cohiba, which is special for the 35th anniversary, 40th anniversary, special jars, special humidors, Subasta auction humidors, and many exclusive and spectacular releases. I wanted to give a glimpse of the Cohiba brand in a whole general feel for you in order to give you an understanding about what Cohiba means to the world of cigars. That's it from me today, and until I meet you next time, enjoy this beautiful segment of etiquette, cigar education, and cigar passion. See you soon. Hasta luego.